I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
That night, the Tokyo sky seemed to hold its breath. Amidst the hustle and bustle of a city that never sleeps, the Tokyo Dome transformed into the world's center of gravity, where hundreds of thousands of hearts gathered with one goal in mind: to witness the return of the 7 legends they had been waiting for 7 longing years. BTS returned to Japan for their Arirang World Tour, and the atmosphere that had been brewing since morning promised something greater than just a concert. Thousands of JRMYS had arrived from all over the country, bringing with them a love they had held dear for years. The tickets that sold out in seconds only proved that time had never dampened their love for BTS. If anything, it had only strengthened it. As the stadium lights slowly dimmed, the previously boisterous crowd immediately fell silent, as if by an unspoken agreement. Tonight, all attention was solely on BTS. No cell phones obstructed the view, no camera flashes dominated the atmosphere. JRMYS decided to be the ideal audience, respecting the stage, appreciating the performers, and completely immersed in the experience unfolding before their eyes. The sacred silence was shattered as the first beam of light hit the stage, and the opening music boomed. The Tokyo Dome exploded. No one could contain the euphoria of the thousands of people inside the cavernous room. Everyone knew this was no ordinary night. Then came the moment that would become the center of global conversation. Amidst the pounding beat of dynamite, as the beat dropped and the flashing lights created a silvery glow, Jungkook strode to the front of the stage with an aura impossible to ignore. The golden Maknae smiled slightly, a smile that often signaled that he was about to do something unexpected. And sure enough, Jungkook raised his hand, striking a pose that instantly sent the entire stadium into raptures. Gojo Satoru, the iconic hand gesture of the most phenomenal anime character from Jujutsu Kaisen. The stadium erupted in muted cheers. Japanese anime fans gasped. This wasn't a random reference. It was a homage that was so clever, so apt, and so Jungkook. Amidst the dramatic blue glare, his expression shifted from cheerful to cold and confident, as if he were truly embracing the role of the most powerful wizard. And just as the audience was still transfixed, Jungkook changed the mood in just a second. He looked at the camera, forming a super cute little kiss. The contrast between Gojo's overpowered aura and his sweet side created a moment that instantly went viral worldwide. Because who else could juggle those two extreme vibes in one breath but Jungkook? The video spread like wildfire on social media, sparking thousands of comments, theories, and admiration from armies globally. Many said the moment demonstrated Jungkook's adeptness at reading situations, understanding local culture, and turning pop culture references into a natural part of BTS's grand stage presence. And it turns out, Jungkook wasn't the only one performing such a salute. Some armies recalled that V had done something similar on other occasions. This further confirmed that BTS always has a unique way of connecting with the cultures in which they perform. They don't just present themselves as international performers. They mingle, greet, and respect the audience in a truly genuine way. Throughout the night, Jungkook seemed like the center of gravity of the stage. With his layered outfit, sparkling chains, and powerful movements, he looked both fierce and elegant. But once he opened his mouth to sing, all that toughness transformed into a vocal power that was both clear and mature. His flawless high notes left the audience breathless, while his low notes added emotional depth to each song. Every second of his performance was like a sequence from a movie, dramatic, intense, and emotionally draining. And it wasn't just Jungkook. The entire BTS group delivered a deeply touching interaction that night. They spoke about their 7-year journey, the obstacles they've faced, the fears, hopes, and love that continue to unite them and their fans. The Tokyo Dome was filled with a sea of purple light from army bombs. From above, the view resembled a living galaxy, as if the entire universe had gathered just to witness BTS's journey. As the concert reached its climax, Jungkook stood amidst the soft purple spotlight, belting out notes so high that the stadium fell silent. There was something magical about that moment, as if the world had stopped spinning just to hear his voice. Meanwhile, after the stage lights completely dimmed, after the final sound echoed and the cheers slowly faded from the Tokyo Dome, one thing was crystal clear. The night wasn't truly over, at least not in the hearts of the audience. Outside the stadium, thousands of JRMYS remained standing, as if reluctant to leave the place that had just witnessed a miracle. Some of them exchanged stories, rehashing every little detail of what had just happened. From the glances, the brief interactions, to the iconic moment when Jeon Jungkook transformed into that unforgettable version of Gojo. Jungkook's name continued to resonate, not just in Japan, but around the world. The short clip of him striking the signature Satoru Gojo pose had become a global phenomenon. Within hours, the clip appeared on various platforms, analyzed, praised, and even symbolized the strong connection between K-pop and Japanese pop culture. But a closer look reveals that moment was actually just the surface of something much larger. Because that night wasn't just about one viral act, but about BTS once again demonstrating their identity as true entertainers. They didn't just perform, they told stories. They didn't just sing, they created emotional experiences that touched every single person in the stadium. After the concert, the global discussion began to expand. Many began to realize that the Arirang tour wasn't just a series of performances, but a major statement. That BTS was still at the top, perhaps even stronger than ever. A 7-year journey filled with challenges, solo activities, musical exploration, and the incredible pressures of the industry, all of which had shaped them into a more mature, deeper, and more unwavering version of themselves. And amidst it all, Jungkook once again took center stage. As the golden Maknae, he not only maintained his reputation, but elevated it to an almost untouchable level. Many music observers called his performance at the Tokyo Dome one of the best of his career. His vocal stability, his stage control, and his ability to read the audience's energy, all were at an unprecedented level. But what truly set him apart was one thing: his sincerity on stage. When he smiled at the audience, it wasn't just a gesture. When he greeted them, it wasn't just an interaction. There was a real feeling conveyed, that he truly enjoyed every second of being there, with the people who had waited for him for years. The same sentiment radiated from the other members, including Kim Taehyung, known for his unique charisma. Many fans recalled how Taehyung often incorporated elements of local culture into his performances. This reinforced one thing that has always been BTS's strength: they never perform half-heartedly, wherever they are. That night, Japan wasn't just a concert location. It became part of BTS's larger story. And as time went on, one question began to arise in many people's minds. If the opening of the tour was this big, how incredible would the cities that followed be? Enthusiasm for the Arirang tour immediately skyrocketed. Predictions began to emerge, suggesting this could be one of the most influential tours in global music history. Ticket sales in the following countries were sure to be a veritable war. But behind all the predictions and numbers, there was one thing that couldn't be measured: emotion. Because ultimately, what made the night at the Tokyo Dome so special wasn't just the scale of the production, not just the viral stunt, but the feeling they were left with after it was all over. The feeling that they had witnessed something rare. The feeling that they had become a part of history. And the feeling that the connection between BTS and ARMY could never be broken by time. Perhaps that's why, even after it was all over, many still replay Jungkook's moment as Gojo over and over again. Not just because it was cool or funny, but because behind it lay one simple message: BTS is still here, stronger, closer, and still able to make the world pause just for them.